The presenting sponsor of Upmarket is Fatello, the best AI editing platform. Snap, upload, and deliver at fatello.co.
Coming to you from the Upmarket studio in beautiful San Buenaventura, California, this is Upmarket, a podcast about the business of real estate photography and media. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Upmarket Media. And Mark Corcoran, stuck in traffic. There's actually bad traffic in Ventura today. He got stuck in it. He's not here. Molly Peart, off camera, off mic today, producing. Thank you, Molly. Hello. And well, before I introduce our guests, I do have one quick thing to talk about coming up quickly here, April 15th, which is the deadline to get your entry in for the iGuide sweepstakes for a $1,000 US gift card at Home Depot. So please get in there. It's to celebrate their launch of site plans. So it's goiGuide.com/Upmarket will be the link that you need to put your email address there, and then follow both go_iGuide and Upmarket Pod on Instagram, and that will enter you to win $1,000 from Home Depot. And I know a couple people who would probably take $1,000 from Home Depot. And I think you can still enter because you're not officially with the podcast. So I think you can enter. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. iGuide can nix you if they need to. But it's Andrew Coleman, Katie Coleman of DX Media in Reno, Nevada. And I did want to start off by saying I've known you guys for a few years now through PMRE. And the whole time we've known you, Mark and I have been giving you shit about the name of your company, which was not Dix Media like it is now, or DX Media, but it used to be called In One View Media, and there was like a number one in there or whatever, and it was like, no offense, not the greatest name. And so finally now, years later, you've rebranded. How has that gone for you?
It's been pretty good, minus the fact that everyone wants to call us Dix Media. So I would like to take this opportunity to formally announce that we are rebranding again as Upmarket Mountain Standard Time.
That's fine. That's fine. We're in. We're ums. That's what it would be. There you go.
Exactly. Exactly. Traffic. What the hell is that like?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know. There was construction. We don't usually have that bad of traffic. But what?
Bummer, California.
Okay, but Katie was on this show a long time ago now, and I believe we did talk through how you even got to that name In One View Media, is because you guys or Andrew was working for that company as a real estate photographer, and then they were looking to kind of retire, get out, and then you guys effectively bought the company, and so within that, you bought the branding, bought the name, and you've been kind of stuck with it, so to speak. So, so that's the backstory on that. But so why did it take you so long to rebrand?
If it was up to me, we would have done it before we bought it. But there's this thing like, reputation, and nobody knows who we are. We want to continue to have a business after you buy the business.
Right.
So it was suggested to us to wait a few years. It was always something in the back of our mind to do. We actually have had DX Media. We finally decided on that, I think, 2 years ago. And then it took 2 years because we're working full time in the business. Mm-hmm. And so we're owner operators. And so the website development, all of the media logos, all of that stuff, it's just been a slow process because we can't focus 100% on it. Of course. But we're finally rebranded now. And so that's kind of why it took so long.
How has it been with your clients? I mean, effectively, Mark and I kind of went through that when we merged our companies. I was Two Fish Digital. He was Upmarket Photo. It wasn't as big of a deal for him because we became Upmarket Media. But that was, I was expecting, not pushback is the wrong word, but I was expecting like, everyone's going to freak out or it's going to be weird. And everyone was like, oh, congrats. And then they're like, oh, it's Upmarket Media. And then forgot that even we were our old name, like immediately.
I think it's been pretty good. I told clients that we were going to be doing this for a while now. And everyone's like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And we just didn't have all our ducks in a row, honestly. Like we're in the process of getting a website built, and there were so many snafus and delays on that. But it was kind of self-inflicted because I just didn't. Once summer hit, like I had no time to work on it, and then once winter came, I didn't want to work on it. And so this year we finally forced ourselves to make it happen. We had all the branding assets, all that done. It was just a matter of simply finishing the website. And now that we have it done, it feels way better. However, now I have to market this new name, and now I have to create all this new content, which has been good because it's actually forcing me to like do marketing, which we haven't done before. It's all just been referral or repeat business. So I want to say that side of the change has been probably for the better for us, because it's kind of been a little bit more humbling. It's like, okay, now we actually have to work.
It's also something to talk about, right? I mean, it's kind of it's a very obvious marketing point. Oh, now we're DX Media, and then here's all the stuff we do. And, you know, I think it's like, it's really in a way an opportunity, I think.
Exactly.
Well, and people, it's funny, Andrew's done such a good job on the marketing that when we sent out the email of like, we're changing our name and, you know, this is what's going to happen. I had a handful of agents say, oh my gosh, what does this mean? Like, what's changing? Even though in the email I said, literally nothing's changing except for the name. Same team, same everything. They're like, but what does it mean? I'm like, nothing. But it is something, but it's nothing. So
Right. Well, they're not going to read the email. They're just going to see. They're just going to see. Yeah.
Who reads email?
God. No, not realtors. So DX, it does stand. It's a digital experience. Is that what it stands for?
Yeah, it's an abbreviation for digital experience. How we landed on that name was we wanted something that was easy to say, easy to spell. Unlike In One View Media, where In One View was one word. Nobody ever got it right, and it was very frustrating and confusing. And so it's like, all right, how do we make it short, to the point? We played around with all these like Greek mythology names, because that was something that I was kind of into, and it just nothing was landing. And I just did some AI searches, and DX came up, and I was like, what does that even mean? And so I just typed it into Google, and digital experience. I was like, okay, I think we can roll with this. We can brand this to what we do.
Right.
So that's kind of where that's where we landed with that. And kind of honestly, we kind of took from you guys how you guys are Upmarket. Your website is upmarket.media. And we're like, oh, that's actually kind of nice, because trying to get a .com these days is so difficult. So we're like, how about we just go dx.media? And it's been a lot better.
Yeah, and I think the .media is it's a hair confusing for people, because a lot of people still don't realize that they're like, okay, so it's upmarket.media.com. You know, no. It's just upmarket.media. But honestly, it's a really small sliver who make that error. So it hasn't really affected us that much. But yeah, the .media, I think it has served us well. And absolutely, it's available. That's because I'm sure DX.com or DXmedia.com is gone.
Absolutely. And then trying to get the Instagram handles, the YouTube handles, Facebook handles, like all that stuff, trying to make it as cohesive as possible. That was tricky. But I think we kind of got lucky in that little sweet spot that we found.
Yeah. Well, I did want to ask about your Instagram, because I did notice when you rebranded that you started a new Instagram account rather than just rebranding your old Instagram account. And I this isn't a hot take, but I was actually shocked that you went that route. Like, what was the thinking there? And like, why didn't you just like change your old one? Because you had baked in like how many thousands of followers, I'm assuming.
We only had about 1,500 followers. I would say probably only about 600 or 700 of those were realtors in our area. It just kind of went stagnant, and that was my fault. Like, I hadn't been posting on there, hadn't been really doing anything. Anytime I tried to push it out, we didn't really get anywhere with it. I also looked at this as an opportunity to be a new business in our marketplace, because our industry here is it's getting a little saturated. There's a lot of providers. And if I could come in as a new provider that clients either didn't know who we were or stopped using us, I could reintroduce them to us in a new way, rather than just subbing out In One View Media is DX Media. So it kind of allowed us to position ourselves as a new business.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, that's an interesting angle where someone's like, I don't know these people, and then they follow you, and then
exactly.
Yeah, it makes them be active with it, actually. So rather than just like Because I've done that. I've seen that where people rebrand and they don't do that. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, I didn't follow this person. And then you realize, oh, you have to go dig. Oh, I guess I did follow them. Those assholes. They changed it on me.
Yeah. And I didn't want to run the risk of not being able to get the Instagram handle that we wanted. So we just grabbed it ahead of time. And honestly, like Katie said, we've been sitting on it for 2 years.
Right.
And I just felt like that was an easier way to do the switch. I still used In1View Media's page to promote DX Media. And now the only thing I'm doing from the In1View Media page is resharing posts from DX Media.
Yeah. No, and you should probably do that for a while. I mean, and you almost want to keep that active. I mean, we still, and and this is your rebranding lesson. Hopefully it's been our experience. We were twofishdigital.com. That website is still active. And we still get inquiries from that website now. Wow. And usually it ranks really high in like Matterport searches. So we'll get like more like maybe architects or builders or something who are inquiring about Matterport services. I'm not that often, once every 2 or 3 months, but a lot of those convert. And so all of a sudden it's like, oh, just having that website active makes us $1,000 or, a couple $1,000 a year. Yeah. So it's like, I think actually keeping it, because, you might have this like inclination to be like, well, I want our new one to go to the top of the Google searches. So I'm just going to shut down our old website. But, I think there's an angle where you keep that website active and, you can just funnel people into DX Media from it.
In1View Media is forwarded to DX Media. So when people go to that website, it automatically goes to the DX Media website. Right. But going back to your questions, why we really didn't just change the name and keep those followers, I didn't value our Instagram page. That's basically what it comes down to. I didn't value where we were in that position, and I saw an opportunity to reach a market that we weren't reaching.
Cool. Well, how's it been? It's been what, a couple of weeks now? Now we're recording this. This will come out, I think maybe in a couple of weeks, but what's the experience been so far? What's the digital experience of it all been so far?
I mean, we've gotten a lot of congratulations, like looks great, excited to continue to work with you. It's been, I mean, we're still kind of rolling things out. It wasn't just this like whole, like what we envisioned obviously was like new pricing, new branding, all at once, but because it's everything on us and we're also managing everything else. Like I just sent out our new pricing email yesterday. We're thinking about maybe switching our hosting platform, and that'll be another change in a few months. And so it's just kind of been this slow rollout, which I just have to accept instead of just being like, it's all new, which for agents, it's probably better that it's like this slow trickle so they can get used to it as time goes on. But it's been good. It's been fine.
All right. But you did update your prices. So that's good. I always like to hear that. That update is kind of raised, right? Yeah.
Every year.
A little, not as much this year, but yes. Some things were raised.
Good. Absolutely. Well, but then it's been congratulations. And so then, do you think, so far you're happy with it? It's like, but have you gotten new clients because of it yet? Or is it just like, you're really in that mode of just making sure everyone knows?
I don't think we've gotten new clients. I think we've gotten a couple old clients to come back or at least reach out to us and say like, I would like to talk to you more about what this means for the future. So it's kind of given us that opportunity to retouch. But I'm hoping that in the next few months we can start to get some new clients. We this last week we lost some clients that are some real A-list assholes. I'm really trying to focus, especially with this brand. I want to work with people who want to work with us and not just people who were available.
Not say yes to everybody.
And that's become an issue as of like this last week.
Okay. And I want to hear about this. Okay. So let's full disclosure. We, how you do this, you get on, we're all in this recording studio. We chit chat for a little bit before it happens. And then we press record and then we're all, okay, we're going to do this. Well, you guys came in and I could, I sensed this tension in both of you, like hardcore, like your veins are bulging out of your out of your neck. So I sense some tension, and not between the two of you, or maybe between the two of you, and that's even better because we can work it out here. But like what's going on, man? It's like you were complaining about clients, which is my favorite thing to do. So this is your open forum. Let's complain. What's going on?
Is this a safe place?
It is a very. You're talking with Reed, baby. It's all safe. It's all safe. Okay.
I'm gonna let Katie take the lead on this one.
We've just had some clients who they want the world and they want it on their time, at their price, on their terms. Right. And in the past, it's probably our fault because maybe in the past we've been a little bit more accommodating. Sure. But now I'm holding more boundaries with clients, and there's been a lot more pushback. And it's interesting, the two specific instances over the last 2 weeks for these two different clients, the intent of me helping was to help them. Honestly, I wasn't trying to be an asshole. It was genuine. I'm trying to do you a favor. Here's the cost. Here's the timeline. Here's everything. Right. And it was just tantrum. I mean, not both, but one was a total tantrum. And then another one was just like, we're going to find somebody else to help out with this one. I'm like, okay.
And this was over, the first one is over a $60 return trip fee because we accommodated their special request, but had to split it up over multiple trips to the house.
Of course. Yeah.
Which, why should we get paid for our time or our gas, right?
No.
We're not allowed to charge for that. The other one was over licensing terms.
Of course.
They had successfully sold the house once. They got the opportunity to list it again. We were going to relicense the photos at a massive discount, which I don't do. This is a big discount.
Right.
And he lost his shit. And I'm kind of done doing the special accommodations to help people out, because when we do, it just puts us in a hole, and people aren't appreciative.
I can't, and I don't have a specific instance in my mind, but there's definitely been moments where it's that thing where you feel like you are bending over backwards and being so generous and kind to somebody, and then they still think you're trying to job them, and then they get so pissed when you're like, well, no, like whatever it could be. It's like, I'm charging you $50 and normally I would charge $300 for this, and like you're mad at me, and like I don't know. And I think I'll push back on you. The licensing thing is always so tricky. I'm not pushing back, but I'm just like, it just goes to the educating in the first place, where they just, the licensing is really tricky. And I think I've seen a lot of people just get up. Oh my God, what do you mean I don't own these photos? What do you mean I can't do this? I can't do that. And I think that's maybe the biggest challenge for any real estate media professional is talking about copyright with our clients in ways that make them not feel threatened or like they're getting the short shaft. So it is hard, but at the same time, if they're cool, they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I didn't understand that. Thanks for educating me. I'm happy to pay this.
Right. It should just be a professional conversation, and it doesn't always need to get so emotional and accusatory and like everybody's so mad and edgy. And it's like, no, here's the way it is. Right. Take it or leave it. And I'm happy either way. I'd love to continue to work with you. And if you want to go move to somebody else, I'm okay with that too. But it's
I've given you so much money over the years. You owe this to me.
Right.
I don't owe you shit.
The entitlement is kind of crazy. And I'm like, I don't know where other business where you would walk in and say, I don't agree with this policy. I've talked to you about this. I thought we moved on.
Right.
And here you are charging me again for this. And it's like, we never moved on. This is our policy. Like, it is what it is. So it's
No. The sense of entitlement is, it's very real. And
it's with the people who have been with us a long time. And I think, as we grow, things change, and it's not like it used to be, and they're not used to that. And so that's where I get, it's just tricky.
Yeah. Well, and what can run afoul too is I've had that copyright issue, and someone they got in a huff, and they're like, well, I called the other photographer and they said they would never do that. And I'm like, well, that photographer needs better education. But, you know, so, I mean, and that's the thing is we all kind of have to, you know, and I'm not suggesting collusion, but all photographers should know their copyright rights. I think is what I would say.
Absolutely.
And try to enforce those.
And what you want to charge for those is up to you, but it should never be free. Like there should always be a little bit of something, because if those photos didn't exist, somebody would still have to be going out and doing that job. And so then you're taking the job off the table for somebody else in the market. Right. Yeah. Like, so we all kind of have to work together to support each other. And if we're not all backing each other up with these copyright terms and everything, then you're shooting the industry in the foot.
No, for sure. And it is just like enforcing what the law is. I mean, there's US copyright law and and if your terms of service are correct, that we retain the copyright, and we get to decide what we do with that. So yeah, come on, photographers. Let's all stick together here. This is a good lesson.
Seriously.
Yeah. So, but you were like, but I think really, so Katie sugarcoated it. So Andrew, I'm going to turn to you right now, because you were basically like, before we say, I think, let me quote you, I want to burn it all down and tell everyone to never get into this industry. Yeah. So can you expand on that?
So if you remember last time I was on the pod, I was wanting to disrupt the industry. I was wanting
I don't remember that.
Completely shoot differently. I wanted to shoot all real estate, like A&D style. Completely disrupt our industry. And that.
Oh, I thought you were an idiot.
I'm an idiot. And that really didn't work. Like it did for a little bit, but I don't think the agents really got it.
No, of course they didn't.
And I was tired of fighting it. And so I was like, okay, I'll just shoot it the way you guys want it. Is it the way I want to shoot it? No, not necessarily.
Right.
And I just kind of accepted it. And I still was chasing those luxury jobs, those high-end jobs, those architectural jobs, because that'll fulfill me, right? And like think back to Mike Kelly's talk at PMRE. Like that, his presentation spoke to me so much. After I walked away from that, I was like, I'm done with A&D. I am done with luxury.
Well, can you summarize what he said that was so inspiring? Because most of our listeners weren't there.
He said that he still loves shooting real estate.
Yes.
And that everybody thinks that having all these high-end jobs or these A&D jobs, that'll be it. That'll fulfill me. I will have arrived. Mm-hmm. All it does, it's more pressure. It's so much more pressure. It's harder to please those clients. It's less fun. Whereas I feel like if I just go in and shoot just a regular house that pays well, I'm in and out of there in an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I do 3 of those a day. I make great money. I have a good day. I'm not upset when I'm done. And it doesn't necessarily fulfill like my artistic side. It doesn't stress me the fuck out. And that's what I don't want anymore out of this job. Like, I feel like all these clients, they want the world, but they want it for dirt cheap. And that's just not what I'm going to do anymore. And I'm trying to educate them on how they can be better prepared and how we can make the house look better. And some are on board and some aren't. And I'm tired of fighting the fight. And so what I've kind of started to realize is maybe real estate and architectural photography isn't going to fulfill my soul. I still do love it. But last night I had the opportunity to shoot the Nevada Wolfpack basketball game. They're in the NIT tournament. Nobody gives a shit. They suck at basketball. But it's an opportunity for me to go do what I actually love, and that's photographing sports. And I've started doing that with kids and shooting like travel baseball tournaments and stuff like that, where I actually get real fulfillment out of it. And I've done it 100% for free. I haven't gotten paid a dime for any of this, but it actually feels good to go do that. And to me, that's where I'm going to try and get my artistic pleasure from doing something that actually fills my bucket, whereas real estate is just filling my bank account, honestly.
Yeah. No, man. I mean, you kind of know how I feel on it, but I feel like the grind of it just sucks the artistic pleasure out for me.
Absolutely.
It always did. Right. And it was never my be all to end all to begin with, but it just the grind of it, got me to the point where I wasn't even enjoying photography, where I kind of came into I'm an artist. Photography is my medium. I do photography. And then all of a sudden you shoot real estate for a few years and I'm like, I don't pick up a camera outside of that.
No.
And I don't want to. And I also think it ruined my eye because now I'm like, oh no, it's got to be wider. It's got to be wider. It's got to, like I can't, like I don't have the same eye that I had before. And I think for artistic purposes, that's actually a bad thing. So yeah, that's a really interesting journey there, Andrew.
It really is. I feel like I've done just about everything under the sun, and I'm just like, oh, it's one more thing I'm going to go learn how to do and try to do. But I don't necessarily see it as a business avenue. If it does, cool, great. This will continue to be our business. This will continue to pay our bills. Like I said, when it's on my terms and my pricing, like I'm fine doing the job. But I highly suggest everybody that's listening to this podcast, if you're doing real estate photography and that's your fulfillment, I would find a different form of photography to try and get supplemental fulfillment from, or challenge yourself to, when you're at a house, go take a photo that's just for you. You're not going to give it to the agent. It's just for you, just for your gallery, something that makes you happy, so that you're getting a little
item, because you've got to do an action
job.
item at the end. You got to do an action item at the end too. So
that's not my action.
Okay,
I have a better one.
Oh, you have a better one. Okay, you're like, it's sell your company.
Yes.
Well, but Katie, I imagine that's better for you, being that you are married to each other. When he comes home at the end of the day and he's not super stressed. Right.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And honestly, I mean, those jobs stress me out as well, because it's like, is the pricing right? Are they, making sure everything are they executing everything that they should be appropriately? Did I communicate thoroughly what was ever communicated to me? And then waiting kind of anxiously for the reply email of, we don't like this, or where's this photo, or where's that photo. And so it's just kind of this whole overall stress. And we've talked to our other photographer, Brian, who's our kind of right-hand guy. Yeah. And he's like, I would much rather just do these, he's our video guy. He's the only one that does video in our business. And he's like, I'd rather just do 2 or 3 or, 2 of those a day than these all day shoots and blah, blah, blah. And because the pressure isn't there. And it 100%. Just kind of trickles all throughout it. So
no, all day long, man. Like I say it all the time. Like we'll do the just 3-bedroom, 2-bath tract house all day, every day, and the full package. I send my staff. I never even have to look at the photos. It's amazing because we have those. We have all of our processes in place, and it's like, no pressure. But then on the big crazy ones, it's like, okay, we got to go look through all the photos and make sure everything is what a pain in the ass.
Yeah. No, I remember you saying that you'd rather shoot a $1 to $2 million house over a $14 million house all day. And I was like, when you said that to me, I was like, you're an idiot. And then I started to think about it, and I was like, God, that $1 to $2 million house is going to be so easy, and the price difference isn't going to be that much.
No, exactly. That's what it is. If I felt like I was charging $10,000 for the $14 million house and $1,000 for the $1 million house, maybe I'd feel differently. But I charged $1,200 for the $1,000 house and $1,800 for the $14 million house. So you're like, okay,
it's not worth the $400 of stress.
No, not at all. Okay, so I'm going to try to de-stress here during this break. We'll take a little break. We'll do social media sidebar. We'll come back. We'll talk some more. And then at the end, we have we have a better action item than that last one, at least, or 2 or 3. We're going to have a lot of action items. So, all right, we'll be right back. Hey, we all know that Fotello is the presenting sponsor of the show, but I actually do love Fotello, and we actually do use it. Almost everything that we are sending out to our clients is going through Fotello, and it comes out beautifully and it comes out quick. And these are the reasons that we love it. It has improved our workflows so much, and our clients cannot tell a difference between our formerly human editors as opposed to the AI. And we're loving them for twilights, for item removal. So many different things are really going well for us using Fotello. And I would love it if you could try them too, which you can. You can try them no matter what. But look, if you use the code 50UP, you are going to get 50% off your first month of using Fotello. And you can just do so much with Fotello. You can deliver right from that platform as well. But really for me, the highlight is the amazing edits that you're going to get in no time at all. And if there's ever a moment where it's not up to snuff, they have a team of human editors who will get on it lickety-split and get that turned around back to you before you know it, and you can deliver it to your clients. We're offering even now same-day delivery for photos to our clients, and we're able to upcharge them for that. So Fotello has been a boon to our business. So check it out, fotello.co. Use the link in our bio, or just go to fotello.co, use the code 50UP. Teased it in the beginning, but let's talk about it again. $1,000 gift card to Home Depot up for grabs from iGuide. Go to goiguide.com/upmarket. Put your email address in there and go back to Instagram and follow go_iGuide and follow Upmarket Pod across the social media, across all social media. No, just on Instagram. You don't have to go anywhere else to do it. You just have to go to that website and Instagram to follow us. And they are giving away that $1,000 Home Depot gift card to celebrate the launch of Site Plans, which, is another great upcharge to your clients, and not even an upcharge, but a real added value to your clients. Buyers love Site Plans, sellers love Site Plans, realtors love Site Plans. Hell, I love Site Plans. Who doesn't love Molly loves Site Plans. I mean, she's been talking about it for weeks. Site Plans, it's just really a few extra scans outside, and you're going to be able to generate, along with a floor plan, a site plan for that property. It is fantastic. And in addition, you get the regular 3D tour from iGuide, which is fast, accurate, lovely, great user interface. We love everything about iGuide. So go to goiguide.com to check out more about it, and goiguide.com/upmarket to get in for that $1,000 Home Depot gift card. All right, so social media sidebar time. We are Upmarket Pod across all social media. Molly, thank you so much. Our social media is popping, as some people might say. We've been gaining followers, a lot more content. It's been very, very helpful. So we are, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, we figured out the Facebook, and then of course YouTube. So subscribe to the show on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. It's Upmarket Pod on YouTube as well. Subscribe, rate, whatever, leave a comment, leave whatever, all the stuff you want to do for your favorite podcast. And I'm Reedfish LYSM on Instagram, my personal. So where can we find Dick's Media?
Instagram is at DX Media Co. Okay. And then our website is dx.media.
dx.media. That's right. Well, what, so you in one view, social media was shitty. We all can agree on that. So how are you approaching it differently this time? Now that you have your fresh, shiny new brand, how are you not going to ruin it, Andrew?
So I'll be honest with you. I've been talking to ChatGPT a lot. My ChatGPT's name is Dex, 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 very similar to Dix.
Yes.
So, it's all like branding, right?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
And I really wanted to see if I could leverage social media to help me create my content, or not social media, leverage ChatGPT or AI to help me create my content scheduling, scripting, all that stuff. And so I threw it into the machine, and I was like, hey, this is what I want to do. What are your recommendations? Blah, 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 blah. And it got to the point where I felt like it was just telling me everything I wanted to hear. And
of course.
I was like, no, stop. Like, I need you, if this isn't going to be right, like, let's fix this. And so after a good solid month of talking with Dex, I feel like we kind of hit a point where it was like, okay, the scripts, all this stuff started to make sense. This sounds like an elevated brand, but I really went out. I didn't want to do like the education, like, oh, this is how you shoot this. This is how you do this. This is how you do this. Right. It was more like, how do I market myself to realtors and like elevate our brand and show that what we're doing is, in my opinion, better than what everything else that's in our market. And that's kind of the angle that we've been doing is, this is what we can do. This is what we can provide. This is how it's going to elevate your brand. So that's kind of the angle I'm taking with our social media.
Okay. And then how much content are you putting out there, and what types of content? I mean, I'm assuming you're, showing the work you're doing, but then you're doing some other stuff too.
Not as much gallery stuff. I'm trying to post 2 or 3 videos a week. One of them, a talking head video with me on screen. Another one or two being montage reels. Then a couple carousel posts of essentially action items that realtors can take to like help elevate their listing. And then maybe maybe one gallery a week of a house that we shot. I don't want just our entire feed to be like, hey, look at this house, hit up this realtor to sell the house. Like, to me, those kind of posts don't really work for marketing. That more so helps the agent than it helps you. And not that it's wrong to help the agent, but I'm in the business for me to make money, right? If I can help an agent get their next 100 listings, like you say, I'm going to do that. But my whole goal is to bring me business here. So that's how we've been positioning this.
Well, I think, and when you do those posts, if you collab with the agent rather than it's like, it just puts you in front of their audience. So, I mean, I do think like we've been really trying to straddle that line of like having content that is not just houses, of course, but then along with, making sure we're promoting a lot of the listings from our clients and then they're reposting or collabing, and it's really just overall growing our audience. But then the kind of our other podcast, Real VC, all about Ventura County real estate, we've kind of ramped that back up, and now with Molly on board producing that, we're also getting a ton more clips. So we're having a lot of clips go on our upmarket.media feed, and that's really increased our engagement and increased our followers, increased everything. So it's like having that content that is not houses is really, I think, key.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question about that podcast?
I'll allow it.
Do you utilize that platform to help you reach out to agents that you don't normally work out with?
You mean they have them come in and...
Yeah, let's say there's an agent that you want to work with. Would you have them on the pod as in try and leverage that relationship? Is that working for you?
Yeah, a little bit, I think. But I think it's the long game. I don't think it extrapolates to like, they come in and then they're just going to ditch their photographer and use you. I think it just puts them in your sphere a little more, and then you'll see them at an event, and it's just, again, it's the long game. It's like, what do you need, 5 touches or whatever, but it's just a really good first touch, because then they're going to remember you always. And then when they collab on that, then it puts us in front of their audience who are also, and it elevates us with the realtors who are following them. It elevates us because we're with this person, and so it's just even if they don't use this, I think it does present us to new people no matter what, and it's worth it.
Well, just like everything else that we've done in our business, we're going to go ahead and steal that from you and implement it into our business.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, the podcast thing, it's just like, and I know you've done like more social content with realtors and kind of the monthly retainer thing. It's just like a lot of people now in my life ask me, I'm thinking of starting a podcast. What's your advice? And I'm like, well, it's actually really easy to start a podcast. It's not that hard, and making that first episode is not that big of a deal. It's just, what is episode 22? I mean, that's the big one. And then can you be consistent to get to that point where you are going to easily do episode 22? And for this show, for Upmarket, more or less, it's been easy because there's been interesting stuff to talk about. But I feel like, maybe a year ago, the last couple years, like I was a little distracted. We weren't posting as regularly. And now this year, because I have more of a team behind me, and we've been able to really focus on it more and have this consistent weekly thing. And then whereas Real VC, that was really hard because I hated that show because it was all about the way we did it. It was about, how can we help realtors grow their brands? And it ended up being a lot of like, hey, so what's your secret to door knocking? And it's like, I do not care. Like, I could not care less about it, And so I found that show really hard to do, even though we have a co-host who's a realtor and, maybe is not of a natural like co-host where I'm still having to lead it, and she's, improving all the time. But where I'm like, I don't know anything about this world. I don't care anything about this world, and I have to do a podcast about it. But when we relaunched that podcast this year, we changed the focus of it. We changed the focus to be more generally about Ventura County real estate issues. So it's more of like, how do all these political things shape shape real estate? How does the new Costco that's going in Camarillo, what does that do for that community? What does that do for real estate? How are we tackling the affordability crisis in California? How are we making affordable homes? How are we not losing all of our 20-year-olds who are going to leave the county because they can't afford it? Now, these are issues that I'm actually interested in, and I feel like I'm not that interested in real estate, but I am interested in having a strong, vibrant, diverse community. So then when we can look at it through that prism, I've been able to be reinvigorated with the show and actually find it interesting. And I think that is the key, right? Where before it was me like gritting my teeth and trying to do the show, and where now I feel like, oh, I can be excited about what we're talking about. Yeah. And that comes through in a huge, huge, huge way.
Yeah, and I think that makes better content for the realtor. Are you sharing the content with the realtor for them to be able to use on their own page?
Absolutely, and that's the whole idea. Is like the intended audience of the show is what we're doing is trying to make it appeal to realtors, but also appeal to anyone in our community who has an interest in real estate. So the realtor gets it. Okay, you're going to look good in front of your peers, and when you repost it, your followers are going to see you as an authority on real estate because you were on a podcast about it. But also, if we do our job right, we are getting in front of people who don't have a realtor, who are looking for realtors, who are interested in real estate. And I think because of what we're talking about, this week we've had a clip go for, countywide, for our area, it's gone a little bit viral. I mean, it's got like 350 shares from it, which is, for a small, no. And when we, post a real estate, it gets 2 shares, right? So, when we get 350 shares, well, it's because it's a hot topic about this town that's like a bedroom community that's been changing a lot in the last few years because it was a cheaper place and all these people are moving in. And, so it's a controversial thing. And within our local area, like people are fighting in the comments and stuff, which is actually good for us. We, so all of a sudden that has tens of thousands of views on it. And that's a win for all of us. And so whereas if we were just like saying, how many doors do you knock on when you go door knocking? Nobody cares. No one gives a shit. It is never, ever, ever going to get any traction on social media.
No.
That's interesting.
Go ahead. Kate, sorry.
I like that idea because I saw your clip about the Costco coming in, and I'm like, that's so exciting. Like, as a mom, I'm like, ooh, what if there was a Costco 10 minutes away instead of 20 minutes away? That would be super exciting. But the tangential relation of the growth and development and how it kind of closely relates to real estate is a kind of unique niche that you found there.
Well, and I think, like you guys in Reno have an opportunity to do that too, that's a community that has seen dramatic change over the last 20 years. And, and I'm sure is going through that still now with you're getting refugees from the Bay Area and, everything else. And obviously when that happens, the culture in your city changes, and there's going to be people on both sides of it who are like, I like all the new restaurants, and people are like, wow, there's that old coffee shop I liked isn't there anymore, and you can't afford anything. And that's actually what we're facing in our communities, and it also makes for interesting content where we can have a varying opinions on it. So I don't know, it's like that's my recommendation is really, I guess that's the actionable thing is like just find something about that you're actually interested in, and then you're going to be able to have a show. Because if you don't, after you get 5 episodes in, you're going to be like, I cannot even do one more of these.
Well, and things are always changing, so it does lend itself to what are we going to talk about at episode 22. You don't know what it is right now, but wait a year and the new issue will be there, and then it is. So it just kind of allows that natural progression.
Right. Yeah, well, and it's exactly why we made this show about the business of real estate media.
Right.
This show is not about real estate media. I mean, I don't even know what f-stop we shoot real estate media on, it's not interviewing, photographers about how they got started in real estate media. No one cares. Like, let's talk about the business, because there's always a business topic to cover. If you're just talking about how to shoot a house, you're going to run out after 20 episodes.
Yeah.
No, I'm more interested in how you're marketing yourself to get more clients, or how you're marketing your client to get more clients.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the ballgame. That's the ballgame. Yeah, we're just assuming there's a baseline level of like competence within doing real estate media. And I think there's tons of content out there that can help you get to that point. So that's not what this show is. This is for people who, okay, I can shoot a house. We can make a good video. Now, how do we do that and turn it into a business?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of social media talk. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna do a little break again, and we're gonna come back. We'll talk more about something else. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Then we're gonna end this thing with action items. I think at this point, we can all agree that HD Photo Hub is the leading platform for backend services for real estate media companies. Look, your clients can book through there. You can deliver your photos through there. You can get paid through there. You can run payroll through there. You can calculate drive time. You can, your travel fees. You can do, all kinds of stuff. Your scheduling. You have all your photographers in there. All your media is in there. You can generate these marketing kits that you can upsell to your clients. So many fantastic elements to HD Photo Hub. We love them. We would really love it if you could check them out as well. I think a lot of people who, if you're not using HD Photo Hub, if you check it out, if you take the tour, if you talk to them, you are going to be as impressed as we have been. So hdphotohub.com, check them out. If you're a new user, you can use the code Upmarket and you are going to get 15 free full deliveries, and that includes the marketing kit, which again is phenomenal, and you're going to be able to upsell to your agents. I guarantee it. So hdphotohub.com, use the code Upmarket. Hey, Second Floor app, of course, is floor plans, man. We love floor plans. We love Second Floor app. Because you can just whip out that phone. You can walk through a house, 5 minutes, and you're going to be able to get a floor plan instantly from that scan. You're going to be able to deliver that to your client. You're going to have accurate floor plans. You're going to have an easy to navigate app. Oh, I love it. You just right there on your phone. You don't need any other special equipment. Oh, I love things I can do on my phone. I look at Instagram on my phone. I do puzzle games on my phone. I do Second Floor app on my phone. I browse the web. Oh, sometimes I'll look at cute videos. Sometimes I'll look at not so cute videos. There's a lot of things that I love to do on my phone. So go to secondfloorapp.com if you want to get that app. secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. You're going to get a free month of service. You can do all the floor plans your little heart desires for a month for free. secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. Katie Coleman, Andrew Coleman, DX Media in Reno, Nevada. So you've rebranded, but now remind me what the scope of your business is in terms of who you have working for you. Because I know it's the two of you, and Katie, you're kind of running the admin show. And then Andrew's out shooting, and I know you have Brian, who I've hung out with many times at PMRE, is your video guy. Who else do you have working for you? And where do you see the team expanding, or where are you at?
So we have one other photographer, Rosie, who's amazing. Okay. She's good
job, Rosie.
She's she's just happy doing the job. She does it. She does it well. Yeah. So we have that, and that's our team. Okay. That's it. We
lost some people. We had some turnover.
Yeah.
Happens.
We kind of have this fourth photographer revolving door where we just can't quite get them to stick.
We've had the exact same thing.
Yeah. And so when our last one quit, Andrew's like, fuck it, we're never hiring anybody again. And I'm like, yeah, we kind of need to, but I'm not going to push it, whatever. So it's just one of those things. But then also I would like to find somebody for me because I would say 95% of our bookings comes to me directly. It's not online. And that's a lot to juggle. It becomes a lot to juggle.
Sure.
So, but then figuring out the seasonality of it all, I know, it's just really, it's tricky on how that actually looks. So we're trying to figure out how we can kind of exit without exiting, and baby steps.
Ideally, our fourth photographer would be a seasonal photographer, honestly, that can work April to October, because we just don't have the business in the winter to be able to support another person. So that would be nice. But then you have the challenges of training and then introducing that person to a client. And I just can't tell you how many times I've had clients say oh, are they new? Oh, can Andrew or Brian shoot the property? And it's of
course.
No, that's not how that works.
That was the same the same agent who was like, you just need to hire somebody 2 weeks ago because you can't get me in, but now I have somebody and you don't want to use them because they're new.
Of course. Yeah. And of course, well, this photographer is trained by Andrew and Brian and, and Katie, you can say it. It's like, oh, I see all the shoots come in and sometimes I forget who shot it. I don't even know because they all look the same. Yeah. That's because it's the DX Media brand.
It's
but good luck. Yeah. But that's just, you're always going to have that. And then, and again, what I always say about it, because, people don't ask for me as much anymore, but they almost never ask for me now, but they'll ask for Mark and they'll be like, oh, Mark can't shoot it. And, ultimately at the end of the day, they can either have someone trained by Mark shoot it, or they can go somewhere else and have someone who's not trained by Mark shoot it. So either way, Mark's not going to shoot it, but they can have someone trained by Mark or someone not trained by Mark. So that's kind of what you're leaving with them, leaving it with them. And I think they're going to choose, who Mark trained.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, our ultimate goal would be eventually to step away from me being behind the camera, Katie always being on the phone, and be owners of a business. With us purchasing the business and still having a business loan, that's not completely viable right now. But in about 5 years, once that loan is paid off, that's going to become a very real reality where I'm going to want to not be behind the camera all the time. I'm going to want to be at my kid's baseball game, like photographing and doing stuff that. Things that actually fulfill my bucket.
Yeah, right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with your business. That's, I think, unlike a lot of other people's, is you do have that loan you are paying off, and so that's that every month has just got to be so you got to do that.
And I don't want to discourage anyone from buying a business because the business still cash flows, even though it supports the debt service.
Right.
But it'd be nice to have an extra 60, 70 grand a year that doesn't have to go out the door to the bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That can pay another photographer's salary.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a salary for somebody. And so that just alleviates so much of your problem. But the problem is, of course, you've grown the business enough for them that they'll just have enough for them and there's still going to be the work for you. And I don't know, it's hard to get out of the field, but you just have to take the plunge at some point. But you also have to make the economics of it work. So, I mean, that's the biggest challenge for sure.
Yeah.
Any tips there for making it work?
Not have a business loan.
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah. I think that's one of the bigger ones. I mean, the tip is that I think you just have to make sure that when you are stepping out of the field, that you are doing things that actually get you more clients, right? That you can't just not shoot and then not work. And I don't think that's what you're saying, but I think, you have to be able to say, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to do these in-person networking events. I'm going to, I'm going to come up with a new digital strategy for us. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You have to be able to, drill down as to what value you are bringing to the company now, rather than just, what your function as a shooter. And especially if you're, your value to the company when you're out shooting is actually, it's not as high as, it used to be when you were trying to be all architecture and designy. It's like, oh, only Andrew can do this because he's Mr. Architecture and Design. But now any of your shooters can do it. So your value out shooting is much less than it was a few years ago.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the beauty of having a team that's been around us so long, is that I've been able to help develop their skills so that everybody can kind of be on the same level. And it's like, oh, you want this kind of look? No problem. All three of us can do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's the key. That's the key. Well, and then, as far as on the admin side, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the VA route is really or finding ways that you can automate stuff. I mean, that to me seems like the way to go, but it's hard.
Yeah.
But, and how do you train people to just book online when you're still having 90% not book online? Yeah. That's
a lot.
Tricky.
And
part of it's been the platform that we've been using. It's had its challenges as far as online booking, but I'm liking the potential of this new one.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I don't know what I could do. Would you like me to reveal?
Oh, sure.
I mean, I'll be honest about this. I was very against HD Photo Hub. I looked at the price and I was like, no, I don't want to pay that. That just seems so expensive compared to what we were using. And then I saw the features. Yeah. And I was kind of blown away.
Right. Oh, did someone's podcast have anything to do with that?
Someone's podcast had a little bit to do with it. And then I hit up a certain somebody and he was like, yeah, we love it. Book a call. And I booked one that same day. And we're going to be switching to HD Photo Hub for sure.
Wow. All right. That's great. Well, yeah. And, you know, it is still something we're thinking about too, but you know, it's absolutely, you look at it and, you know, I know we just did an ad for it, but you know, it's like, it's pretty impressive, you know, and those marketing kits and like, I mean, there's a lot of good companies out doing it, but yeah, HD Photo. Yeah. So, yeah, I know they pay me, so I feel, but I'm actually, you know, being truthful.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even signed up yet. And that's my shameless plug for HD Photo.
Yeah. All right. Herb, I hope you're hearing that. That's great. Well, and I think, it's just a matter of like making sure that you can funnel people into that. And I don't know if you can, you know, you could probably run a promotion, get, you know, 5% off your first shoot that you book, you book through the app or, you know, online, you know, just try to, you know, I don't know, or just don't answer the phone and just say, oh, if you'd like to book a shoot, here's the link.
Well, part of it is, you know, we have to let go of that control, right? We have to allow them, we have to empower the client to be able to make these decisions and trust that everything's going to work out. And I believe under that new platform, we're going to be able to achieve that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, and there's something to be said for having the conversation because, you know, do you want fries with that? You know, I mean, but I think you can have it where it asks those questions. Hey, do you want to have aerials with this? You know, we noticed, you know, that the shoot seems to be in a rural area. Aerials could be a great add-on. Oh yeah. Yeah. Could they? They can always be a great add-on. Come on.
And it's trusting the system. That's always my thing. I'm like, yes, I like to have the control. I want my photographer schedule to be like they like it, and that falls on me. But I haven't ever been able to trust a system to just fully let go. And so that's my hope with this new system. Is
and frankly, we haven't either. You know, we still just have people, and I don't see us changing that anytime soon. Of just request a time frame. You know, so it's morning on. You know, it's Tuesday morning. And your second choice is Tuesday afternoon. And so then we can just email them and say, okay, how's 10 a.m.? Okay, great. Perfect.
Right.
And so that way, and also that they can't choose the photographer because I've always been, and I know there's like rules you can make in HD Photo Hub and I think the other platforms too, where you can say, well, you know, if a photographer's here, you can't do the next appointment more than 20 miles away, or, you know, there's ways to kind of control it. But like, it's hard to let go of like seeing all that. And you're like, well, you know, I don't want Nikki there. And then she has to drive an hour and a half to this next shoot and then drive back an hour to where she just was. Right. You know, that doesn't make any sense at all. So yeah, it's hard to let go of that. But I do think the systems are getting smarter and smarter and smarter about how to do that.
Absolutely. Well, it's nice when the company is willing to stay up to date on some of that stuff and constantly looking to evolve and enhance. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah. Nice. Nice. Well, to do that, you know, it's going to take action. So, which means it is definitely time for some action items. Our action items today are sponsored by Pixel CRM, the only CRM that is made by a real estate photographer for real estate photographers and media professionals. It's an amazing tool, fully fleshed out. You can do so many things with Pixel CRM. I urge you to check it out. It's Pixel CRM. That's PIXL. CRM.com. And if you add right after that.com, if you add a little /Upmarket, you're going to be able to get a free month of service to check it out. So check out pixelcrm.com /Upmarket. I'll go first because I have one that I thought of, but it's very easy, and I'm not asking people to make a change, but I am asking people to look at their branding, look at their company name, and just assess it for a minute and think if there's an avenue that makes sense for you to change it, to either change the name or maybe update your logo, just update your branding. And I think that is obviously a giant task. So that's not my action item, but I think just to look at it and kind of see, is this still make sense for our company? Is the branding still relevant? And if you're starting to see that it's even not, then maybe think about making a change. And that change is going to take you, I think, 1 to 2 years by the time it's all said and done, and it's costly. It's all those things. So you really want to be sure, but it is something that should be on the radar because you don't want to wait until it's too late. I don't think you want to have outdated branding for a couple years and then change, and everyone's like, oh, finally. You know, I think being ahead of it is always a little better. So that is my action item.
Awesome. I will go next. My action item is to stop making content for realtors that's about the house. How many realtors are actually selling houses based off the video of that house? I highly doubt. I don't see it that often. Rather than trying to sell the house, why don't you have the realtor sell the area? Like what you guys are doing with the Real VC. Promote the area, what it's like to live here, recruit buyers. I have an agent that I've been running a YouTube channel for the last 2 years. And in the last year, it's really started to go off. And I have him on a monthly retainer. He comes in, we do 1 video a week. I manage his channel. And in the last 12 months, he's paid me $50,000 to run that channel. Okay. And he's netted $250,000 in commissions just from these YouTube channel videos where he is selling the area and getting actual warm leads every day emailed to his desk. These aren't cold leads. These aren't weird random investors. These are people that actually want to buy in your area. And so that's kind of my action item. Get away from the Instagram. Hey, let's show off this awesome video of this house. Start doing 10-minute long YouTube videos about selling the area. That is how you will bring more value to your client.
And and he's getting those warm leads from Instagram? Oh, no, I'm sorry, from YouTube?
Straight
from YouTube directly.
Yep. Okay. He just had a guy from Australia fly in and bought a $2 million house that he'd never talked to before. And when he meets these people, they already know him because they've watched all his videos.
Can you say the person's YouTube channel?
His name is Brian Lessinger. The YouTube channel is Living in Reno, Tahoe.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. And Living in Reno, Tahoe. Type in any major city, living in Dallas, living in Los Angeles, living in Seattle. Guarantee you there's a realtor that's making amazing content, getting consistent warm leads.
Living in Ventura. We'll check that out, Molly. Molly, look at it right now. Katie, top that.
Have boundaries as your business is growing. Have boundaries and stick with them, even if it means losing a client. It sounds very simple, but it can be very scary. We're very fortunate that we are in the position where we're not dependent on any one client. And that's another scary thing.
Right.
Don't become so dependent on 1 or 2 clients that if you piss them off, they're out and now you're screwed. So we have a very diverse clientele, which is great. And where the clients that we have lost or potentially lost, we have clients that I can easily fill in those spots that were on the calendar. And that's not to minimize or take away from the relationship, but just taking the emotion out of it. It just wasn't a good fit. And it is what it is. And we're accepting it and moving on. So have the boundaries, stick to them, and it's okay.
It's okay to say no. It is absolutely okay to say no. This isn't a good fit. We should not work together.
Yeah. That's a great one, but it's tough. It is tough.
Yeah,
it is scary, especially when you're on the ascending part of your business, when it still feels like, oh, if I lose this one client, it's all over. And, I think we've all weathered losing clients, and, we lost one of our best clients last year, and we've, made up for it. So,
well, and that's the thing. It's scary in the moment, but it opens up opportunities and possibilities for better working relationships that may be longer term. And you're not bending if they're asking you something to do something, you don't want to do it. You begrudgingly do it because you're scared to lose them. But then in a few years, when you don't need them, you're still doing those things that you don't want to do, and then it becomes a harder conversation.
Yeah. Well, and you just start to resent them, and they ultimately feel that too. So All right. Well, thank you. Congratulations on the long overdue rebrand. I'm excited.
Thanks for pushing us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem. I'm good at pushing. I'm not good at doing things myself, but I can tell other people to do stuff. That works out great for me. Thank you, of course. Thank you, Molly, for producing. Thank you, Mark, for being my partner, but not here. And of course, thank you to our sponsors. Without you, we would have much lower production value. And then also thank you to everyone watching and listening. We really appreciate you. And, we'll be back next week, another episode, because that's how we roll.
Upmarket is a production of Upmarket Studios and is produced by Molly Peart and edited by Bethany Dietrich. Our wish for you this week is to not have to do any Friday Night Twilight shoots. Thank you for everything.